all benefit from things like clean air, clean water, healthier soils, and ensuring that our farm systems and that farming can continue on, not just for our generation, but for the next generation as well.
Here we are in one of our riparian buffer zones. Riparian buffer is essentially an interface zone between the stream and the river and the uphill land. They're generally characterized by hydric or wetter soils and riparian vegetation. With the implementation of these riparian buffers, there's definitely less sediment getting into the stream, and I think there's a lot more shade being provided, helping keep the water cooler. The plants that we have here are doing a couple things. They're helping with soil erosion and bank stabilization.
Some of the resource concerns that we're focusing on include soil health, water quality, and habitat. Keeping their soil on their farm ground where it's most valuable to them and where they need it for farming, but it also keeps that soil out of the water. So we're helping to frame win-win situations where producers are getting a benefit for their operation, but we're also benefiting the public at large.
There's a big interest in this riparian restoration stuff from a water quality standpoint, soil erosion, wildlife habitat. All that stuff is improved through this type of work.
I know that these systems work. They stop sedimentation. They stop pesticides from getting in the water corridor. For a little bit of land, we can improve water quality throughout the county. And I think landowners want to do that. They want to be able to say, we are part of the solution, not part of the problem.
The property we farm just east of Uniontown, we've had a lease on for about the last 70 years. It's a very productive piece of ground, but there's two streams come together in the bottom, and when Idaho has a high snow year and a high runoff, that 45-acre bottom can end up about 4 or 6 feet deep underwater. We're tired of watching that topsoil get moved around. With the increasing demands for clean water, we felt it was time to take action. The Conservation District is very good about finding matching money, keep the costs low, and very productive in getting the work done. We went into it last fall, late in the year, and moved about 28,000 yards of material. Drew and his crew started planting trees. We got the grass planted this spring. We did have several high water events, and the banks stayed where they were supposed to. The high water went out. The channel, it hasn't been changed. We're still seeing a lot of good wildlife in it. It's an insurance policy in my mind that yes, you've done something, your farming operation is not having a negative impact on water quality. The efforts you've made are having a positive impact. That's meeting our goal.
The grants offered through the Conservation District enabled me to have help with the labor. It was very simple paperwork. It's just a matter of me keeping track of hours. The great thing for me was they come out here, they're on site. If you're on the fence, they come and walk your property and give you an idea of what can be done. They can give you properties that they have planted, like mine. They do everything possible to let us know of all the projects out there available and to make it so it's not me all by myself trying to reach these goals. And it's been invaluable to me.
We wanted to become not only owners of the property, but operators of the property. And so when we went to the Farm Service Agency office, we found that we didn't have to grow a crop. We could actually put it into CRP projects. Financially, all these programs offer cost share benefits, for instance, helping you pay for seed or defray the cost of maintenance, your sprays and the equipment that you use to do that. And we also get a yearly rent on all this acreage. That really makes you feel good, but what makes you feel even better is the benefit that you get by providing the habitat, the different animals that come in, the pleasure it gives you in seeing more birds come in every year, the deer, we have coyotes of course, we had 7 muskrats in the pond last year. There's always something new, interesting that happens. Every day it's a pleasure to look out the window and survey the place and see what's happening that day.
The pockets of vegetation along our streams were always there. So I like to think that I am restoring what the Palouse used to be, especially along stream beds. It's very important that we continue developing these riparian stream areas to keep those as natural corridors for migration.
There are a whole variety of different programs that a producer can decide, and it's really based on personal preference, but they usually come together to combine some component of technical assistance from the Conservation District or another partner, as well as the option for financial assistance if that landowner wants to go that route. And then that's our job to help them find the right financial assistance contract or program that they can enroll in. Those generally will allow not just the payment for the installation of a practice like a buffer, but a payment for taking that land out of production to help compensate the producer for keeping that land in a buffer.
The CRP in this area has been vital to help farmers not farm that really steep land so you don't have the erosion. The different water programs that we have, like filter strips and buffer strips, has helped keep pesticides out of the streams, has helped keep the amount of soil out of the streams.
Natural Resources Conservation Service assists landowners in assessing their resource conditions. We're trying to instill a passion of stewardship and treating the resources so that we have some sustainability into the future for everyone.
So in all the work that we do, it won't happen unless the landowner voluntarily steps up and says, I want to be a partner on these conservation measures. We really are focusing on the landowner, and we work really hard to bring different financial and technical resources to the landowners as a thank you, because we know that they want to improve their operations, but also provide clean water for everybody and help reach some of these conservation goals.
I think everyone is aware that the natural world is diminishing. You know, there's less birds, there's less butterflies, there's less bees, but at the same time there's less forest and ag land because of development. I know one of the reasons we're involved in this project is just trying to hold on. So I think it's incumbent on each of us to try and preserve a little bit.
Protecting the resource is important to me for future generations. If I don't fish that stream another day in my life, that's no big deal, but to know that the next generations are going to be able to, my kids, the landlord's grandkids, they can come fish, they'll be able to hunt there. It's a spot that's not overrun, it's close for them, and we know that we've done something that's going to carry on into the future.
I think it takes a special person to voluntarily just kind of step up and implement a project, and really they should be thanked for doing that, because I think a lot of these projects are a benefit for the entire community and for the entire watershed.